Pleasure for me. I have the honor not talking only for the Adidas Group, but actually for the whole sporting goods industry in my job as the president of the World Federation of Sporting Goods. And that World Federation has a lot of experience in terms of governance, compliance. Don't panic. I don't want to bombard you with a lot of slides. Just as an inspiration, on the left upper side you see a Vietnam factory working for the sporting goods industry. This is due to our unique business model. We don't have own production. This is all being outsourced to independent suppliers. And that forced us to really take care of compliance in terms of the workplace standards, in terms of proper working conditions, avoidance of child labor, and human rights at the workplaces. And the track record is not that bad, I can tell you, at least for the Adidas Group. I can proudly say that we are now had been listed in the Dow Jones Sustainability Index for the 17th consecutive time. Partly as a sector leader, and I think that shows that we certainly take it serious when it comes to governance and compliance in the supply chain. But of course, this needs to be also been taken care of in the internal part of the business. And on the right-hand side, you see a nice picture of football players, and we took this fair play models, the fair play idea, into our own company. We called our compliance management system Fair Play. And that contributed of code of conduct. When we first launched it 10 years ago, I heard a lot of concerns in the beginning, like, we are not policy driven, and what does this really mean to us? And actually surprising to all of us, especially the Generation X and Y, they applauded this because they wanted to have some guidelines, some ideas how to go through this, how to conduct with third parties, with sport federations. And of course, we have a very robust whistleblower system, which also contributes to avoidance of corruption and fraud. So in this regard, we are doing quite okay, I would say, even though there are still a lot of things to do. And as we already have been heard stressing, transparency plays the major role. So if we fail in some of those instances, we are not shy to disclose this to the public, and of course have set up a kind of a trace where we want to go to. The targets are quite clear, and that gives us a better idea on where we can go to. And I'm very much convinced, if you can see the slide again, on the left lower side, that the consumer plays a rather significant role. Some years ago, we still had some studies available which said basically, well, I'm not going shopping to save the world, but in the meantime, things have changed, and the generations are certainly expecting us to be more compliant and to be a leader in sustainability. And I'm very much convinced that if we want to offer premium products or premium services, we also should be able to offer premium corporate responsibility. This is quite a natural, and that's what we take very seriously. Not so much only in fraud and corruption prevention, but also in terms of sustainability. And on the right-hand side, below you see one of our products. We are quite proud of that. It's one of the examples how sustainability can be exercised. These are the shoes made of plastic debris from the oceans. As you know, we have a lot of plastic debris in the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. We just catch all that stuff and transform it into high-tech shoes. That's what I think should give us all an inspiration what we can do in terms of sustainability, of governance in the whole. And actually, I want to make this rather short because I think we still want to have some discussions, just as the last slide to show. The last slide just should give you an inspiration where we are standing. This fight for governance is certainly not a sprint. It's not even a marathon. I think it's a steeplechase with marathon length. But if we all are willing and able to run it, I think we will contribute to the sake of sports and for the generations to come. Thank you.